Hey guys, Mark here. In my previous video I spoke to you about excessive forward lean in a squat, and it may be hindered or caused, should I say, by poor ankle mobility or poor flexibility in the hips. So here's two things that you can add to your warm-up before you squat to help increase your range of motion through the hips and the ankles. So the first one I'm going to show you is a half kneeling hip flexor stretch. Now, where a lot of people tend to go wrong with this is they'll arch through the lower back. So they start in kneeling position to plant this foot out here, and then they move in like this, arching the lower back massively. I like to start with people with the knee directly underneath the hip, but I also get them to tuck in the hips ever so slightly, and only then do they move forward gently. So there's no arching in the lower back, you're not digging in like this, you simply tuck in the butt and then slowly move forward, and you should feel a lovely stretch right down here through the front of the hip. By squeezing the butt, you push it forward and you increase that stretch a little bit more, and again you can move into it if you like. So that's your hip flexor stretch, and you can do about 45 seconds on each side as part of your warm. Now you can also contract, relax, so you can squeeze the butt, push the hips forward, relax the butt, squeeze the butt, push it forward, and you can go in and out of that stretch and keep it a little bit more active. The second thing is an ankle mobility drill, and I'm going to stay in the half kneeling position, and this is something that you can start off half kneeling and work on the ankles. In order for your squat in order for you to get deep enough into your squat, should I say, you want the knee to translate forward over the toes to keep your center of gravity over the middle of your body. So as you can see, my knee is getting just over my toes. And all I'm doing is I'm moving in, and I can even apply a little bit of my body weight here, but I want to keep my heel stuck to the floor. The other thing you want to remember with this as well is that when you plant your foot and that knee translate forward, you want that knee to be over the middle to the outside of your foot. You don't want the knee to buckle in, because what will happen is the foot will roll and you'll create kind of an artificial type of mobility, but it's coming in a bad position. So you want to keep the arch up. I'll show you here. Keep that arch up and drive that knee forward, keeping the heel stuck to the ground as the knee travels towards the middle to the outside of the foot. You can even add a little bit of weight with an external force if you need it, and move forward. And again, you can hold it or you can move gently in and out, keeping the heel down. The ankle mobility drill, I'll be doing about 45 seconds to a minute on each side, and roughly the same for the hip flexor. Alternatively, if you don't want to do them before your workout, you can add them at the end